Welcome to another episode of Keeping It Real with Dennis and Cathy.
Hi guys, how are you?
We're excited to be here today. And we have Sophie with us to our right, but
she's
she'll...
sitting and she's behaving herself, so let's not disturb her.
I know. She may move over there.
Golden retriever.
If you love dogs, let us know. So today's topic that we're talking about is going to be when you don't get support from friends and family. How many people have experienced that? Cathy and I were talking before the show, and she says, you get a tremendous amount of support from your family.
Yeah, definitely from my family and friends. I do get a lot of support and everything. But, I think, just through time, there are a lot of friends that don't get support. And I think that's why we got on this topic today. Because when you are excited about something, a business or some sort of career change, you want that support, and we're all like searching for that support, but you got to find that support within yourself.
You do. It's important. So some of the outlines that I have for this episode that I wanted to captivate on is because I do make a list, and we are going to
We're all list people.
We're all list people. They're really good.
I'm definitely a list person.
Definitely.
Every single day I have it on the calendar, but then I have a separate piece of paper that says, okay, Thursday, da-da-da-da-da. And then I write my little itinerary. And then if I don't achieve it and finish it that day, it goes to the next day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I feel like getting a little bit off topic. So I'm putting down my iPad, but we are going to have little note cards, just like professional talk show host, that say keeping it real on the back.
Yes.
But, so as a business owner myself for many years, I would often say, if you're looking to start a business, don't go to your friend or your neighbor or somebody who wasn't successful. Seek out an attorney or somebody who has had experience, or a doctor or somebody
that has already
achieved their goal. Because you may not always, you're going to get a lot of naysayers. Mm-hmm. People are going to say, oh,
that's starting. That's a risk.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of money or what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of us, we all have to find our passions that we always talk about. I think in our parents' generations, lots of times, which is they're very hardworking people and they do their jobs and they to bring home. Something.
You don't have here. You can have some of mine.
Do you think we should start over?
No, not at all.
I'm so sorry.
We're keeping it real. That's the whole point. No filters, no nothing.
We're going to be sharing from the same glass.
I know. Don't tell anybody. And now,
I'm so sorry.
We have company.
I apologize. Somebody's coming to the rescue. But, so I just think you need to realize back in the day when our parents worked, they worked to put food on the table and, take care of their family. And I commend and support fully people who do that. But I'm just saying, in this new generation, we're all trying to find fulfillment. Yeah. And with fulfillment, it takes, a lot of leaps and bounds, really, because you're not always sure if it's the right move to make,
And we have entertainment.
And we have Sophie.
So finding inspiration from others who have been successful is in spite of opposition. And there were some bullet points that I came up with. Don't be surprised if they don't offer support that you need.
Right. Well, lots of times, in today's world, we're all just so crazy busy.
Yeah.
And we all have so much going on in our minds. And I think since COVID, we're all a little...
Oh, yeah.
We're all trying to find the balance in our lives still. No, seriously.
Seriously.
It takes time. Between the weight gain and just life itself, I just think we're still all trying to figure it out since the whole COVID thing. Yeah. But you have to, give everybody a little bit of a free pass, I think, because you can't always expect everybody when you go to them and say, can you help me and do this and this? Everybody has their own agendas of what they have to take care of, but it's not that they're trying not to help you. You just got to give them a minute to say, hey, do you think on Tuesday at 1:00 we can get together? Because I really need help on this particular thing. Do you think you can help me? And I think that having a plan is better.
Plan of action is great.
Plan of action.
And we're going to actually get into that. Don't take it personal if they don't want to help. And number 3 is talk to them about what you need and why it's important to you. I think
Right.
that is what you just touched upon is saying, you
How
know,
important
yeah,
is it to you?
yeah.
Like, is it just a quick question you need answered, or is it going to be a long, drawn out thing? Because if it's something long and you need to sit down and go over a few things, that other person might have like a few phone calls they need to make
Yeah.
in their life.
And-
So you should set up a time to say, hey, do you think on Tuesday at 3:00 or whatever, can we sit and have that
And
conversation?
successful people, you have to think their time is valuable. Their time is money. You know, when you make an appointment with a doctor, you have 15 minutes, bada bing, bada boom, and they're on to that next patient.
Right.
So you want to think like, if I'm going to be using Cathy and asking her for advice, I'm not going to want to like take an hour of her time and just draw it out. I'm going to want to develop bullet points and say, this is what I'm thinking of
outline.
doing, and this is why. And,
Exactly.
And give you, yeah.
Well, just with anything in life, when you need questions answered, or even if you go to the doctors or what have you, you always want to have a little outline of all the questions, because you're taking up their time if you're sitting there, you know, wondering like, okay, so I need this answered, I have this question. You need to have it all outlined.
So, and if they're not supportive of your decision, ask them if they've ever been in a similar situation as you and wanting to start something that they may have not received support from.
Well, you know, I think a lot of people who are in the entertainment business, whether it's playing an instrument or a singer or a dancer or an actress or an actor, I think with that, people not always support you because they don't see it being a money-making thing. They look at it as more of a hobby.
Yeah.
And
Like, to be an actor, it's not a real career.
yeah,
or job,
or something through those eyes,
Yeah,
not necessarily through your own eyes or others' eyes. But I think that when you pick a career of some sort, maybe, you know, always keep like maybe a part-time job or something on the side, and then pursue your goals until you hit what you need to hit for achievement.
I have a friend who wants to be an actor, and he's trying so desperately, but he's an Uber driver full time, and that supports him. And then
Right.
he's, you know,
Well, that's smart.
yeah.
100%.
So let them know that their support would mean the world to you, and thank them for any help in advance. And if there's any other things that they can suggest to help.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Well,
Everybody wants to feel appreciated
they
too
do.
when
They
you're
do.
helping somebody out.
You need to make it more about what can I do for you. It's not about me. And that's something like, you know, Cathy, how can I help you? What can I do for you?
To make it
To
easier
make
for
it
you.
more, yeah, it's we're in a me world. And I think
We are. I
there's,
hate to say it, but
yeah,
we really are.
we really are. It's,
But it's all of us. It's not just the young generation. It's turning into everybody because, you know, when I was young, I mean, there was no cell phones. There was no selfie sticks and
walking around.
videos. And I mean, everything's being videoed today. Everybody has a phone.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And so, but you do get a little self-evolved. And so that's why we all have to, you know, just put that phone down sometimes.
So let's say on the flip side of this, we just talked about some of the negatives that people may receive. Let's talk about some of the positives that they can have. Don't be discouraged. You can do this on your own. And sometimes it takes getting a mentor. Learn about your support network. You can find it on Facebook or different blogs that they have, and search if there's support groups for the genre that you want to start. And there's a lot out there.
Well, the thing is too, people assume when you start achieving certain goals in your life, right? They assume you have all the answers. And then you get all these like emails saying, can you help me? Can you get me there? And people don't understand that even though you're finally getting to your goal, you're not maybe already there, but you're almost there. But then we're getting like these emails saying, help me get to, you know, because I want to do the same thing. I want to get where you are. They don't understand. It takes time.
Oh, it does.
And it also takes product knowledge.
Yeah.
The more you learn about whatever you're talking about is the best thing, because a lot of times, you know, people start, well, I'm going to write a book, but yet I don't know what I'm going to write about yet. There's no outline. There's no
And
inspiration of writing it like at 3:00 in the morning, just coming out of your mind and onto paper. But it's just lots of times people tend to think, well, it's easy. You did it, and I can do it too.
And I get this all the time because as a literary agent, people come to me and say, well, oh, you're a literary agent. A lot of people don't even know what a literary agent does, but I represent authors. But I'm like a real estate agent. I only get paid if I sell a house. And for me to spend, a year teaching you about how, the publishing industry works isn't financially prudent for me, if that makes sense. Because the average author only sells 200 books. And if the agent is getting 15% of 15 cents, that's pennies on pennies.
Yeah.
And so I have to delegate what's important.
Right. But also if people maybe use you for the advice, you can always charge them too. But again, a lot of times people just come to you, whether especially if they know you or they follow you, they just assume that you're going to give free information and that's fine to do. But it's just not like where everybody has all this free time where I can say, okay, I can write out an outline. I could do this for you. What I did is I literally went to the library and I just boom, 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 just read every single book there was under the sun of how to publish or how to whatever you want to learn.
And one thing I remember about you, we were in the library once and you ended up buying the book. You were looking for a book of every holiday to promote on social media.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, today is National Bubblegum Day. Or today.
I didn't realize there were so many things you could celebrate each day.
I know. And you went on Amazon, but you spent like $60 to buy this book because you're like, I'm not going to take it out from the library when I can just buy the book. And you did.
Well, it was one of those books that you kind of have as almost like a dictionary, really, that you have to constantly go back to. It's not like a book that you could just read and it's done. It's almost like a book that you could keep going back to.
My next advice that I love is hire a mentor or a coach because that takes the pressure off of friends. If you use friends for initial, like Cathy, I wrote a book, or Dennis, I wrote a book. What can I do? I think hiring, using us for the beginning stages, but then you get a mentor and a coach that can actually guide you through it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stages before doing, like say, writing a book. There's a lot of stages. The thought process of what you're going to write about, or was it inspired through you? Then you need it edited. There's so many, illustrator. There's so many factors to it.
And there's so many different ways about, you can self-publish, you can vanity publish, you can publish traditional, which is how I publish. The other thing is take care of yourself. Make sure that you eat well, get enough sleep, and exercise. What's exercise?
Well,
sorry.
It's like now and then.
Now and then. There's snow on the ground outside.
It doesn't matter. You still can exercise inside.
Yeah, that's true.
Stretching, something.
We were just talking about that earlier.
I know.
Well,
you know what it is? That back to the whole COVID thing. It's just like I used to be like one of those people that worked out every single day, and now I don't know what happened to me.
Yeah.
Since COVID,
what exercise? Exercise what? So, I mean, this is just our personal advice. You can join us or...
You definitely need to exercise. Everybody should exercise.
Stay positive and focused on your goals. And that is key. That goes back to what you said about, having a plan and writing everything out.
Yeah, it's always good to kind of write an agenda out of what you would like to see, and it doesn't always happen that way because life is life. It doesn't always go as planned, as we all know, and there's always hills and valleys, but eventually you'll find your way for sure.
And I'm always one that turns, what do I need to learn from this? If I trip and fall, what do I need to learn from this? And I think always using what you've learned as a learning experience, even if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, if it doesn't work out or if it's not a good situation, everything is a learning situation for sure. And sometimes your darkest days can actually be the best days because that's what's helping you achieve to become better and greater.
That is true.
World.
And the last advice is reach out for help if you need it. Don't be ashamed and say, look, I'm stumbling or I'm having a bad day. I think of myself in growing YouTube. I mean, I went a whole year of uploading videos. I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I had this strong prompting that I needed to focus on YouTube. And now I have 52,000 subscribers.
Amazing.
And that just happened overnight. That happened between the week of Christmas and New Year's. I never saw that coming. I was like, where did these people come from? So just don't give up.
No, you can't give up. But you know what? Every day is not, when you wake up, you're not happy. You know, we all wake up sometimes in either a grumpy mood or a sad mood, whatever it is. But the key thing is, I know are you seeing my little Sophie here? She's my love. The key thing is finding those pieces of the puzzles, like my little Sophie here. She makes me happy. But also, every morning I always turn on music. Music makes me very happy. And also, I always do gratitude. Every morning, it doesn't matter who your God is. The bottom line is giving gratitude every single day of all your blessings that you do receive.
True.
We all have different ways of religion, but the key thing is that's a wonderful thing, but also is to validate all the wonderful things that are in your world.
So true.
Because every day, the next day is always a new day. Remember that. If you're having a really bad day, go to bed.
Go to bed.
Because tomorrow is going to be a different day.
Go to bed.
Go to bed. Go night-night.
On that note, we promise that we'll keep these between 10 and 15 minutes, and we're at 16. So we're going to wrap it up and say, please hit subscribe, share this with your friends and family, post in your comments. It all helps. Share it on whatever social media platform you use, Pinterest or Pinterest or whatever those.
Sorry for my coughing fit.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. And please stay tuned for another episode of Keeping It Real with Dennis Schleicher and
Cathy Gibson. Bye-bye.